So recently, I came across this video called "This Pearly Situation Got Y'all Out Here Looking Like Clowns." And this is, I believe, addressed to the black men who are supporting just pearly things. Now, I'm not going to talk really about just pearly things because it's not important, but I do want to address a larger concept from Cynthia G, who is a polarizing YouTuber. And the way that she refers to black men, I think if somebody refers to black women that way, they would definitely be off the platform. But I do want to play this particular clip in which she addresses the black men who are supporting just pearly things. She's not really talking to them directly. She's talking to black women about these black men directly. And let's play that clip.
I don't want to hear any more stories about black women being toe tagged, and the reason is because they're not going to do anything about it anyway. And I already know that your selective mating would have to take place over several. Actually, you could do one generation of selective mating and it would help your community immensely. Smart people engage in selective mating, especially when they have a community full of trash bag bandits, and you've had it. What? How many generations? 16 generations of you been on a plantation and seen how these bandits are. From plantation time to now, it has been 16 generations, and black women still act like they don't got a clue, like we're just stuck on stupid or something. Please point to me another group of women who's birthing children into this type circumstance. Because if you are birthing children into this type circumstance, a white supremacist society, one that's violent towards the males, one where the males are going to be a target, one where all of the children is going to be abandoned by bandits, then that's a problem. You don't care about your children. If you cared about them, you would not birth them until you had a better environment to birth them in. Where is the maternal instinct? And I don't mean the maternal instinct that says, I just want to have a baby just so I can create a black baby, some black skin, because they damn sure ain't gonna have no legacy. They dusty father gonna make it known that he don't even want to be there. What is the reason for birthing them? Why? Vanity? You want to have something to worship that you shouldn't be worshiped? Why are you worshiping your creation? Tell me where they do that at. Find me any story of any gods, mythological or not, that worship their creation. Typically, creators have their creation worshiping them. Yours happen to be treasonous bandits who are toe tagging you. No one who is smart in terms of females, not even animals who crawl on four. Animals who crawl on four do not even birth children and offspring into this type of situation. If the environment is not right, if there isn't a way to provide for their children, if their males are failures, no offspring gets birthed, none. But here goes black women, generation after generation after generation, popping out babies, but then complaining about the environment that you're choosing to birth them into. You are choosing to birth them into these environments. Nobody else has power or control over it but you. The queen was doing a reading, and this is the thing that really showed me how delusional a lot of black women are. Queen was doing a reading and she was pulling cards on the obvious, because it shouldn't be, you don't need a tarot reader to tell you that bandits don't want to be birthed into this society as a black man. They don't. They act like they don't. They literally hate and despise their own blackness, and they hate and despise you more because you keep birthing them here as black males. You keep doing it. And you calling them kings and they ain't got no damn kingdom nowhere. You're lying to them. You're lying to them and you're selling them a fantasy just because you live in one. You want them to be kings. They ain't actualized as kings nowhere. You can't point to one kingdom. Bandits are over here cyber slurping a pearly dead fish who's supposedly giving them jobs because they can't create it for themselves. It is very, very clear that bandits do not want to exist here, but you keep birthing them. A black woman in the comment section said, oh, well, you're blaming it all on black women. Nobody but black women is to blame, but who else birthed black males? Who else birthed them? Nobody can give birth except natural born females. I don't care how.
So she refers to these particular black men as bandits. I mean, obviously I don't like that at all, and I don't think that's cool, right? But that's what she's referring to, these black men as bandits. And the main argument that I can get from what she's saying is that you are birthing these children from these black men into a world where these black men cannot provide for the kids, let alone you. And the one thing that I will really agree with this is like toward the end of her rant. She says, these black men are praising just pearly things for giving them jobs or for giving the black men jobs when they cannot create them for themselves. Out of everything that I heard in that rant, that one is something that can't be denied. And I've talked about this over the past year or two, and I've seen so many brothers get emotional with me when we talk about some of the shortcomings that we have as black men, which is creating in the environment that we're familiar with, trying to overcome the obstacles to create economies, trying to create networks that actually do, business and money moves fast or faster, with some sort of speed and velocity that could edify or build a community. And then what you can see is that some black men just have absolutely no ability to define anything in their community. Like they're not even interested, don't care. Anything that's black men are running from it. And I get it because of the Pookie reality. But now when she comes and throws this in your face, then a lot of times brothers want to get mad. But that's something that I've talked about. Like, I saw so many people really as black men, like, oh, she's giving black men jobs. It's like, okay, how does somebody, and I'm taking this from Brother George, how does somebody come into a space that's largely dominated by your culture? And I know this is in Britain, but we can say the same thing like Adam 22. We can say Vlad TV. Come into your culture where set up a business in where you are, and it happens all the time. Arabs do it, Koreans do it, come right into the black community. Then they make the money from the community, and then they send their kids to college. But then these are the same black men saying that these black women don't respect us. We need to go and deal with somebody else. But clearly there is no evidence of these black men controlling their image. There is no evidence of them working with their men in their community in any capacity. You just don't see it. And that's the thing that the black men try to get away from. They try to get away from that, engage it in everything else but what that is. And we could talk about single mothers have put us in a situation. You could even go personally to Cynthia G's own personal situation, which is what happened. And I'm not dealing with that because those are really ad hominems. The reality is that black men forgot how to build in comparisons to the other generations. It's something that actively we've lost how to do, right? But then at the same time, we're the same people leveraging the fact that, hey, these women don't have any respect for us, blase, this, that, and the third. But you're asking for somebody to have some respect for you when you're not showing the evidence of controlling your own community. And then, again, I've really seen some of the nasty, hideous things said about, some of the female YouTubers that are really supporting their brothers and have been for a long time. And I'm like, okay, not only are guys and this is not everybody, right? But when you hear this and you hear what she's saying, don't have babies by these guys. And that might be from her own personal experience. You're wasting your time. Don't even birth these kids into this environment. And I know a lot of black men don't want to have kids also. I get it. But it's damning evident that some brothers just don't get it. Not everything that the sisters say about brothers is false. And like I said, the fact that, we talked about she's giving black men jobs. And if you use that argument and you don't give black men jobs or partner in business doing thing, how can you really be the person complaining about what's going on and you not being picked or you're not being chose? Or I just don't get it. I think those things are very weak arguments on the surface level for a lot of brothers that have that argument. And I'm only talking about those guys. Like, black men have to do a lot better than that. And that last part, I don't think can be defended. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.